Alright guys, so today we're taking a look at a really customizable clear case for the iPhone 16 Pro Max, but it has one major flaw that I cannot get past, and we are taking a look at the Rhinoshield clear case with camera control for the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Now the price on this case is $46.99. Links are down in the description below for you guys to check it out for yourselves. So taking a look at the packaging, you get this very eco-friendly packaging from Rhinoshield here. So you get Rhinoshield written there, and a little bit of information right there. So basically, we're just gonna go ahead and take this out. Oh, pardon the drop right there. And in here, we're gonna get our phone case. We'll set that to the side for a second. Now, the buttons for your case, all of them except the camera control button, are going to come in this little plastic thing. So when you unbox this case, it's not gonna have a volume up, volume down, or action button, or power button on it. But don't worry, you didn't get skipped out. It's in this packaging, so make sure you don't throw that away. But yes, you get that, and then in here you get a little bit more information. So buttons install from inside out, okay, we know that, and a little disclaimer paperwork right there. So let's go ahead and set all of this over here, and we'll take a look at the case. Now, it just comes in this paper right there, and here we go. So, taking a look on the back. So this is gonna be an anti-yellowing clear case, and the material of the case is a polyester compound, which apparently is a Rhinoshield custom material. Now your buttons and camera ring are going to be TPE. Now, you can also get this case with or without MagSafe. I, of course, got the MagSafe version. Every case needs MagSafe, but yes, you get the MagSafe ring here. You can also get this with or without the camera control button. So, taking a look on the inside, you're getting that same material here. You do have your MagSafe and alignment magnet there. And of course, that same material that goes all the way around the inside of the case. Now, taking a look, this is what your camera control button is going to look like right there. Let me see if I can get that into focus. That's what it's looking like right there. And it works pretty well. I would say it's almost up there with something like Spigen. It could just use like a little, it's like 98% of the way there. It is almost there. Excellent camera control button, which we will take a look at in a second. But let's go ahead and weigh this thing and see how thick it is. So starting off with our scale, we are in grams, and we are looking at 41 grams. So it's not a crazy heavy or a crazy thick case. It is pretty comfortable to use for the most part. We will get into my one major issue, and that has to do with the feeling of the case, but otherwise it is pretty comfortable to hold, to use, and really no issues with that. So then when it comes to the thickness, let's bring over our caliper. From front to back, we're looking at 12.6 millimeters, and then from inside to outside, we're looking at 2.4 millimeters. So again, not the thickest or heaviest case, but all around, that doesn't really bother me too much. So let's go ahead and take our natural titanium 16 Pro Max, and we'll put it in here and listen out for that click. Super solid click onto the case. That is one thing, this case fits incredibly well. I mean, it is not, look, that's not moving anywhere. Buttons, camera control, top, bottom, it's very much not going anywhere. This material is like a hard plastic. I know it's that polyester compound, whatever, but it almost feels like polycarbonate. It feels like plastic. It reminds me a little bit actually of the Apple clear case as far as how it looks and how it feels, but we'll talk about that in a second. Now, taking a look at those corners, these things are on there super tightly. This case is actually pretty hard to take off, but I do like that because I know that this case is going to have a super tight fit. It's going to be on there. If you drop this, you definitely don't have to worry about your phone flying out of here. If anything, you're going to crack the case before it comes out of here because the fit is super, super snug. But let's take a look at that camera and screen protection. Now, let me just give all of this a wipe down. It's clear it's a little ugly with all the fingerprints. That's one thing about it also, is it's going to be a little bit of a fingerprint magnet like most clear cases. Now, I am using a full coverage tempered glass screen protector, and you are going to get a pretty decent screen lip right there. So you can definitely set this down on its screen and not have to worry about it. That is the case and not the screen protector. And then, of course, your camera ring is going to be nice and proper. So you're going to get some good camera protection there. You set that down on pretty much any surface, and you will be good to go. But don't forget that this is going to be that plastic material, so it is going to show some scratches for sure. So just be careful with that. Now, is this case comfortable to use? How does it feel? First of all, when you're holding it like this, not a pinky destroyer at all. Nice and comfortable. It is good to go. However, this thing is a bar of soap. It is super, super slippery. I'm not really sure. That seems to be a common trend with Rhinoshield, which is really sad because the rest of the case is really, really good. It was like that with the solid suit. It's like this with the clear case. I wish they would add some grip to it, a different material, whatever it is, but otherwise they're such good cases. It's just this thing. I've been using this case for a little bit over a day, and I've dropped my phone twice with it. Thank goodness, phone's okay, everything's okay, case has no scratches. I didn't drop it on concrete or anything, but it's slippery. If your hands are not perfectly clean, if you have the slightest bit of, forget it, this thing is a bar of soap. So I really want to see that taken care of. Rhinoshield, if you guys come across this video, please, the cases are really, really good. The camera control button, you knocked everything out of the park for the most part, but they're so slippery. So please fix that. But taking a look around the sides of the case, starting off with the top, we are completely closed in. Left-hand side, you have your action button, volume up and down, and a little bit of Rhinoshield branding right there, whereas the rest of the case is closed in. Now, one thing about these buttons, they are that TPE material, but these protrude. It's kind of hard to tell because it's clear on clear, but these buttons protrude out a lot, almost to the point of where they're like a little too far out of the case. They're installed completely correctly, everything is fine, but they're just, I mean, you will for sure know where each button is. They are probably the most pronounced buttons I've ever experienced on any case. But listening to how they sound, super clicky buttons. Even though they are TPE, they are standalone buttons. Like I said, you do have to pop those in, but yes, very clicky, so I like to see that. Then going around to the bottom, you have your completely equal cutouts for your microphone and your speaker port, as well as a pretty nice wide open USB Type-C port, which let's bring over our cable here, plug that in, and we are charging. And of course, like I said, pretty wide open, so all your thicker head cables will fit in there with no issues. And then moving along to the right-hand side, we are completely closed in. We have our camera control button and power button right there. Now, like I said, the camera control button is pretty good. As you guys can see, there's really no flaws with it, no issues. It's just a slight bit less sensitive than something like Spiegen's or Apple's. Like I said, it's 98% of the way there. It's still really good, 100% manageable. You really won't have any problems with it whatsoever. Everything works just fine. It's really good all around. So I'm happy with the camera control button. I could easily use this as my everyday case if only it wasn't so slippery. Now the button does feel like a plasticky kind of button right there. It's not like metal or glass or anything like that, but like I said, it works just fine. Now, one thing about that button though, the camera control button, is I actually took my phone out of the case for this, but it pops out of here, which is something that I really do not like. It's not as easy coming out as on the solid suit, but it still does come out. Rhinoshield, if you guys are listening, please make this button built into the case, because if you lose this, you lose one of the biggest appeals of the button. Not a lot of cases have the button right now, so that's a huge thing. If you lose it, whatever happens, that would really suck. So I would definitely like to see it built into the case. Oops. Like I said, you gotta kind of get it in there, find the correct side. You really have no problems with it. You can go ahead and take your case, put it back in, and everything will work just fine. As you can see, here we go. There we go. Let's go ahead and click that. Come on. All right. Like I said, everything works just fine. I would just like to see that built in. But let's go ahead and check out the MagSafe on here. Now, we'll bring over our Apple MagSafe wallet. We'll start off with this. There we go. There's our animation. And yeah, it's going to be leather, fine woven wallet approved. All your MagSafe wallets should be on here with no issues. You do have to give it a little force for that to come off. Then moving along to our Apple MagSafe battery pack, we'll attach that. There we go, animation. And shake this as hard as you can, and this thing is not coming off. Rhinoshield has very, very good MagSafe. Like I said, whole case is great. It's just the fact that it's slipperier than a bar of soap. And then finally bringing over our Anker 623, we'll go ahead and yeah, I mean, up and down, shake it around, do whatever it is you want. You definitely have to give it a little bit of a shake in order for that to come off. But all in all, how do I feel about it? Can I recommend it to you guys? The only thing is that this thing is really slippery. So I'm not sure if I can recommend it. I do not like slippery cases at all. I think there are better clear cases on the market that'll give you great camera protection and screen protection, great MagSafe, a great camera control button, all things really good, and that grip being really good as well, which is the huge key point about this case for me. But let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments below. I'm curious, have you ever tried a Rhinoshield case, whether the solid suit, the clear, any of the other ones? Let me know. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel. That goes a very long way for me and allows me to consistently make these videos for you. And if you guys want to see an excellent clear case that I think is the best clear case for the iPhone 16 Pro Max, I'll leave that video right here. And if you want to see my review of the Rhinoshield Solid Suit, which I actually really like, I'll leave that right there.